Discord now. Okay, we can start now. Hopefully, we can have more people along the way. So let me say to all of you, a good afternoon. Of course, Jakarta time, or maybe still morning in India. So good morning in other places, or very good afternoon beyond Indonesia, maybe in Australia, and so. So welcome to the first PSD forum series. As maybe some of you already know that or aware that apart from the annual seminar and regular research forum series, another platform that we have, this PSD forum series is also a routine activity of the Global Association for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises and Sustainable Development Goals Research in developing countries. So this forum is especially designed as a platform only for PhD students to present their research findings or their methodologies or their analytical methods or conceptual theories underlying their research or their questions, their hypotheses. So all PhD students from everywhere are welcome. And I even invite them to use this forum to discuss their research to the wider community outside their own departments or universities. This forum is today is hosted by the Center for Industry, Small Medium Enterprise and Business Competition Studies, Universitas Trisakti in Jakarta, Indonesia. Today, this afternoon, the PhD student to present his research is Mr. Mario Andaru, PhD student from University of Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. And the topic is development of cloud data framework to support sustainable finance for small medium enterprises in P2P lending ecosystem in Indonesia. So, ladies and gentlemen, do not waste our time. Please, Mr. Mario, time includes discussion from until at the latest 1:30, 2:30. Okay, Mr. Mario, please, you can start now.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Tulus. Let me share screen.
Yeah, this is already open.
My presentation. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Do you have the look of my research plan?
Yes, sir. Clearly.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can see
thank you
now.
very much.
It's already appear.
Okay, good afternoon from Jakarta and good morning, whatever your place. Greetings, my name is Mario Andaru, and this is my research plan for my PhD journey in Accounting Science, Gadjah Mada University, Indonesia. With title Development of Cloud Data Framework to Support Sustainable Finance for SMEs in P2P Lending Ecosystem in Indonesia. So this is the study case and the problem from Indonesia, and maybe it is can be perspective in your place or your country. Okay, my research plan is the beginning from the problem in our country. So MSMEs in our country, in Indonesia market, or the funding. In our country, MSMEs have difficult to conventional bank because have many collateral or many qualification to accessing the capital or the funding. So MSMEs don't have gaining the performance because they don't have access easy to conventional banking. So thank you very much for technology industry 4.0 because it is solution for our problem. When the pandemic COVID-19 in Indonesia, MSMEs have low attraction, low revenue, or low performance. But the technology 4.0 have solution for that. And here the present of P2P lending company or P2P lending solution. P2P lending or peer-to-peer lending is like the example. If you have a capital or you have cash or you have wealth, you share into P2P company so that P2P company will share your wealth.
Oh, your voice problem, Mario. Mario, I think we have a technical problem here. What happened?
The bad connection.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, wait for a minute.
There is also always problem with the webinar or meeting through Zoom.
Okay. Let me continue my presentation.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so we have when the pandemic COVID-19 in Indonesia, the MSMEs have a difficult area and difficult performance. So they want to more solution, and thank you for technology 4.0. They make the solution for MSMEs problems. And here the present of P2P lending company. The P2P lending or peer-to-peer lending is the company that industry that if you have wealth, if you have cash, or if you want to investment your wealth, you can give your wealth to company, to P2P company, and P2P company will processing and share your wealth to other MSMEs to paying a debt, and you have an interest from here. So the P2P lending is the solution investment and give the MSMEs solution because the MSMEs have difficult to accessing the conventional banking, and Here, no collateral, no more qualification, and easy to apply. So this is very solution for MSME's problem. And the present of P2P lending here is MSMEs get access to capital, and the hope is oh sorry. And the hope is MSMEs get easy performance and gain their revenue and gain performance.
You lost your PowerPoint.
Yeah. So here. Okay. And if MSMEs get easy access to capital, but the new problem is from now. They have a new problem in here because the MSMEs get easy access to capital is not make their performance is good, but they have bad credit to the several causes because MSMEs is the root cause. The root cause of the problem is not by accessing capital, but they don't have a good performance in their business. They don't have a good digital marketing. They don't have a good finance for control their debt. So there have been many bad credits to the several causes, and it is the problem of the national's problem in Indonesia that the P2P lending, peer-to-peer lending company is many bad revenue because they have bad credit. The MSMEs fail to pay their debt. So P2P lending company is increasing their interest and qualification to make MSMEs to get the funding. And if P2P lending increasing their interest and qualification, it's make MSMEs have difficulties in accessing capital too. And it's not different it's not different with the conventional banking. In here, we can look that P2P lending, they will minimizing the risks of bad credit because MSMEs must have a good qualification like adoption technology, knowledge, and digital literacy. In MSMEs, they must have a good qualification to accessing the capital or funding. So P2P lending minimizing the risk of bad credit. Why? Because MSMEs fail to pay their debt, and MSMEs is a high demand for tech adoption. And they have been stagnant and not growing because to focus to tech adoption, and they have many lack of time, lack of money, and lack of labor to tech adoption in MSMEs. So it's not the solution. It's not the solution. And we have to find the root cause why MSMEs fail to paying the debt, and the P2P lending, why they have minimizing the risks. And we can look in the new problem in here. P2P lending make the MSMEs must be able to mastering and adopting the digital tech. And the one of digital tech can help the P2P lending is big data. And big data is the one of digital tech that can help MSMEs. And here in my thesis research years ago, I have research in big data adoption. And my result is big data is improving the performance and improving the trust for MSMEs in crowdfunding. So big data is the one of solution in P2P lending to trust the MSMEs to paying their debt. Big data is also very necessary for P2P lending to access the credit score and capabilities of MSMEs. And if MSMEs have adopting the big data, it can help the P2P lending. But the problem is the big data adoption process is need high skill or knowledge and capital or money to building the infrastructure, the big data. So the big data infrastructure is very expensive. And the big data is just for the big company and not the MSMEs. So MSMEs have failed to adopt the big data because the infrastructure is very expensive. And when MSMEs have failed to adopt the big data, they have failed to investment their time, their money, their labor for gaining their performance than the big data adoption. So MSMEs again have difficulties to paying debt to P2P lending, and it decrease the lender or the investor confident in P2P lending, and it have a red circle the red circle problem, and we must to cut the red circle in the problem. So I have the method for. I'm sorry, the method is in Indonesia and I'm forget to translate in English. So my method in my research plan is literature view. Literature view for understanding the big data is, the cloud data is, and how the implementation for sustainable finance in SMS is in ecosystem in P2P lending ecosystem in Indonesia. And I collecting the data for MSME's perception and P2P lending service to gain the potential and responses to accessing the big data from survey or from questionnaire. And I will do the usability testing the platform in P2P lending in Indonesia to evaluating the experience of the user and effectivity the platform to supporting the MSMEs finance or MSMEs funding. And the last, I will develop the framework of cloud data based on my result and my discussion and analysis from the step below. And this my expected result if we have big data in the big company and we look the big data in the big company implementation. The big data is the infrastructure is building in this company. The big company have a data input to big data, to their big data, and big data will processing to be part, to small part. So the big data can produce the visual data more easily, and the big company can accessing the insight of part of small the big data in here. But how the big data implementation in small medium enterprises? My hypothesis is we can make the cloud data. The big data is we upload it to internet and make the cloud, and we can integration with ERP that used by MSMEs, and we can integration with artificial intelligence too in ERP and the cloud data. The cloud data can integration with government data and third parties. So the parties processing the cloud data is and the external data to third parties too and give into cloud data too and accessing with artificial intelligence. So the government data is like how much the price the of the vegetables in MSMEs with a restaurant or food and beverage, or how the price is the ingredient of the MSMEs needs. It's like the government data. And the input of external data is like how the political condition in a global, how the political condition in Indonesia, and many etc. is external data. And we must have the third parties to processing the cloud data. And the cloud data is can cut by parting of small and can accessing by government, by P2P lending and MSMEs too. So this is my expected result in framework of cloud data. In here, thank you very much for your time. Any question?
Okay, thank you very much. That was very interesting idea of your research. I hope you can have this result later on as according to the expectations. Okay, I open maybe I open the floor for questions. But if you allow me, I have let me start with my own question before I forget. But just a moment, just a moment. I have to see. Okay. In your presentation, if I let me see what is. Oh, just a moment, just a moment. Okay, you mentioned that in your presentation, the slide about the problems, you mentioned that the big data adoption process needs high skill, yeah, manpower, high skill of manpower or knowledge, and also money or capital. And this is the main problem facing the majority of micro, small, medium enterprises, especially micro enterprises. I can imagine that maybe only very few of micro enterprises can hire skilled manpower, skilled workers who understand about the digital technology, big data, and so on. So, in your opinion, how you solve this problem? Because if you what I can say, if you ask the owner of micro, small, medium, or you say micro and small enterprises to adopt the digital technology, maybe they can say, yeah, I know how important that technology, but we don't have skill, knowledge, we don't have money, so please help me. What will be your answer, Mr. Mario?
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Tulus. And we know that the case in Indonesia, the majority of small medium enterprises actor is they have only one person to manage their business or just only one owner.
Yeah.
Different with the medium enterprises or the big company that they have a team, to solve their problem, but the micro and small, the majority is just one owner. They can be too busy with their infrastructure development. They must focus to gain their performance or to make their product is good quality. So the infrastructure development, the tech adoption is must.
Is the necessity condition.
Yeah. So the development, the infrastructure big data or the tech adoption is must be act to third parties. Can small medium enterprise to adopting their tech adoption by self? They must help by manpower in other places to help the small medium enterprise. They need third parties. They can be too busy with this infrastructure development.
Yeah, because I think as you know that currently there is a growing discussion or growing literature on the adoption of artificial intelligence, and also the same questions when we are talking about the adoption of digital technology is the same as the adoption of artificial intelligence technology by small medium enterprises, and the same question come against that some of them say we are aware of the importance of adopting this kind of technology, but we don't have knowledge how to implement it, how to use it, and if we know, we don't have enough money to purchase any kind of machine-based artificial intelligence technology or machines based on digital technology. So we come again to the same problem: how to help this small medium enterprise. So what should, for instance, what should the government do? Maybe other audience have any idea what should the government do and what should the university do and so on.
Okay, thank you. In here, the government and the university role is advisor for them. I call this is the third parties.
Yeah.
In here, third party is the government or university or other company they have interest to advise the small medium enterprise adopting technology. And here we have artificial intelligence is small medium enterprise can the building their own apps or own artificial intelligence by themselves. And this is the government and the university role to advise them and to build the app for easy the small medium enterprise accessing the artificial intelligence in cloud data. That is my answer.
Yeah. Maybe Professor Himachalam or others who might have any idea, especially regarding the question, what should the government, especially the government, but also like other private stakeholders like Chamber of Commerce, university, to help small medium enterprises, especially micro enterprises, to be able to adopt artificial intelligence technology or digital technology. Maybe
Sir,
yes,
sir,
please,
may
please.
I answer
Yes,
this?
please,
Yes.
please.
Sir, I'm not sure, but yeah, as far as I am concerned, I think we have long before the General Agreement on Trade in Services, which hasn't been fully implemented or fully utilized. So now we should take help from that section of United Nations, that we have completely explored the trade in goods and merchandise, but not in services. So it's high time we should countries should collaborate on bilateral or multilateral platforms to
Yeah.
share the technology, where you don't need to be at that particular country or at that particular site. You can share your technology through which comes under services. So now we should implement General Agreement on Trade in Services. It's high time. It has been implemented long before, but not yet fully operational. So that can be a one method where MSMEs can be can take help from that other countries' expertise and sources. Government should encourage trade in services more, rather than going for only trade in goods, which may help medium
It can
enterprises,
be,
small
yeah.
enterprises.
Professor
Yes.
Himachalam.
But
Yeah, please. Yeah, Mrs. Tina, please
yes,
continue.
but sir, problem here is we don't easily find MSME data. Authentic governments don't release the bilateral and multilateral data on trade in services or trade in goods. That how much MSMEs are individually trading with other country, how much investment is happening around with other country only in MSME sector with bifurcation on under different sectors. We get an overall picture, but then we don't get the clear picture about MSMEs in different sectors,
Yeah,
so that we can target which sector need what kind of attention.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, data is always another serious problem when we are talking about SMAs, especially in developing countries, because I have my own problems if I want to compare SMEs in Indonesia with other countries. Even in Indonesia, still the problem not 100% solved, although we have some secondary data regular. So thank you for the government, but still lack of other aspects. I mean data for other aspects. Like for instance, we don't have data on how many SMAs in Indonesia borrow money from P2P lenders. I don't know, maybe Mario, you can also give your comment, because I'm still looking for information how many, what is the percentage of SMEs in Indonesia using money from P2P lenders, for instance. I asked to the authority, that is OJK, but still they don't have data on that. But I will go to Professor Himachalam. Hello, Professor Himachalam. Professor Himachalam, or other who want to, maybe Professor Chandan Sarkar, you want to give some your thought on this issue? Mr. Umar? Or maybe Professor Himachalam, are you there? Oh, Professor Himachalam, where are you? Or maybe Dr. Abu Bakar from Africa. Abu Bakar, I hope not, not fall in sleep, yeah, because 6 o'clock he must wake up. Abu Bakar, where are you? Or maybe okay, it's no problem, Professor Sarkar. Maybe Mr. Ho. Maybe I can call now Dr. Ho, yeah? It's no problem, oh.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr.
Thank
Ho,
you.
please, what is your thought on this? Especially the access to digital technology by SMAs, or even now the question rising now, not only digital technology, but also access to or adoption of artificial intelligence technology by owners of micro, small, medium industries or enterprises.
Okay.
What is your thought, Mr. Ho?
I think in my understanding, Prof, to develop AI or AI capability or AI infrastructure, I think the cost is really huge. So I think,
yeah, like Mario also just said,
SME is impossible to cannot afford to invest by themselves. So I think currently many
support from the government. Are you agree?
No, sir. Even for many private company, like
Okay, yeah.
we call it startup. They provide what we call platform as a service, software as a service. So I think
yeah.
SME can connect with that kind of startup or technology company like this. So using the services or get the information based on the activity that they need. So maybe pay per click. So maybe one information they pay how much. So I think that's in my understanding already quite.
Because I read some articles about that. Yeah, that's a good idea. So private sector should be more involved in this, than always ask the government, to do this, to do that. Yeah, I agree. And maybe also can be organized by, for instance, Chamber of Commerce, or by association, because there are many associations with the members are owners of small medium enterprises. So this can also be helpful to organize that. Okay, others maybe.
May I add something, Prof?
Please.
Yeah, related to the architecture that Pak Mario already showed to us. I think currently the collaboration in terms of data sharing for the SME purpose, currently I think still manage what we call granular, So let's say Tokopedia as a e-commerce platform. We believe Tokopedia already have a lot of data related to the SME merchant, which is transact in their platform. But I think the information is only managed by Tokopedia and becoming what we call becoming the really source of information for them. Another platform will manage another data SME data transact within their platform, and then for their benefit. It's really difficult to integrate this kind of information scatter in many platforms within one architecture, one platform, like in Pak Mario show in this graph. So I think I would like to ask Pak Mario. So is there any example? I think benchmark which country that already have able to integrate this kind of collaborative sharing data among all of the SME in like this, because this is quite a big valuable information. I think.
So you mean among all, just say marketplaces,
Yes, because I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is Pak Mario purpose to integrate all of the SME data within one platform, which is there any benchmark in other country? Because currently in our country, the data is there, but scattered and then managed by each platform. That's my understanding, Prof. Pak Mario, please.
Mario.
Okay, thank you for your question and input. Before all that, coincidentally, I'm creating the startup, Mr. Ho. I'm creating the startup to make the product of the cloud data. And my benchmark is the Circlo company. It is in Indonesia. Let me give the presentation. Wait a minute. Okay, this is my benchmark company in Indonesia. It's a Circlo company. It is the one platform, but can integrate the commerce like Tokopedia, Shopee, Bukalapak, and JDID. Yeah, they have leading e-commerce enabler solution in Indonesia, but still the e-commerce data. The government data or the other data is not in here. It's just only e-commerce. And this is can be my example product for the cloud data, for my cloud data. So to integrate the data from other company like Tokopedia, Shopee, we can have the API integration in one platform. So API integration works is the API of Tokopedia, API, the Shopee, we have one input in one platform like Circlo. This is Circlo.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting.
Is my answer, Mr. Ho.
Oke,
Yes.
thank you Pak Mario.
So that is data on
Thank you Pak
SMEs
Mario.
who market their product online, yeah, by so-called e-commerce.
Yeah, support e-commerce.
Yeah.
And point of sale too is Warung Pintar is point of sale.
Okay. Yeah,
Point
because
of sale.
as Mr. Ho mentioned, it's very interesting. But the problem for us, the outsider, the researcher, to get access to this data, for instance, if I cannot imagine that you can just easy ask the Tokopedia, please can you give me data on how many, just say, SMA merchants in your database for our study. I think they may not respond to you. I don't know. Maybe Dr. Heng Subekti from ISE. Hello. Maybe you have any idea. Especially we are talking about the adoption of digital technology or artificial intelligence by small medium enterprises. Because Mr. Mario, who presented his PhD research, say that the infrastructure is very expensive for especially for micro enterprises. They don't have knowledge, skill on how to use digital technology, although they may be aware that it's very important to have digital technology, but no skill, knowledge, no money. So how to solve this problem? Maybe other also. I like to ask Professor Himachalam because I want to know how in India, but here only his picture is here. Professor Himachalam. Okay, I don't know. Somebody else, maybe question or inputs? Not really. Okay. We still here see the PowerPoint from Mr. Mario. Very interesting. Okay, if no other question, maybe.
Pak Mario,
Yeah.
sorry, Prof.
Yeah, please.
Pak Mario, will it be a qualitative research or quantitative research ya Pak Mario ya?
Majority qualitative research.
Oh, qualitative research. Oke.
Yeah. Qualitative research.
Okay. Other, maybe Mr. Khalid or Mr. Umar. So, okay. We finished less than 1 hour. But okay, for everyone here, just to mention that this is a special design platform only for PhD students to present their papers, their research, their methodologies, their conceptual theory, their hypothesis. So we are welcome all PhD students from all over the world, not only Indonesia but other, to make a good use of this platform. So Mr. Heng, if you have your PhD student in your university or other, also Mrs. Tina and other, also Dr. Abu Bakar and so on, please encourage them, especially research on small, medium enterprises and sustainable development goals. So they are very, very welcome. Just let me know, then we will prepare the date. Usually Saturday, just around 12 o'clock, only 1 hour. And then we will send all the invitation to all our networks. So, okay, if no other questions, maybe I give still one opportunity for those who have questions. Adamu,
Prof. Tulus,
yeah,
may I have
please.
some? Yeah, Pak Mario, I think your target infrastructure, target data architecture, I think is quite interesting. But is it do we need to, let's say, cluster the data that we want to research? I think because financial data for the SME, I think already some of that already available in the OJK, ya Pak ya, in the government credit bureau. Maybe transaction data, maybe through Circlo. I think it will be easier. This is just pop up in my mind if we cluster type of data regarding their main function, financial. Okay, we access to the SLIC, we call it SLIC in OJK, transaction maybe through the e-commerce site go and so on. And regarding the price of the festival, something like that, maybe through certain. I think this just pop up in my mind, Pak Mario, just to simplify the research. I think that's my comment, Pak Mario.
Okay, thank you for your comment, Mr. Ho, and I'm agree with you. So the cloud data development in here is just only be accessing according to the needs of MSMEs. So the MSMEs can accessing all the data it can, but they just only accessing their needs, and that's why it can be cheaper more for MSMEs to accessing this cloud data. That is Mr. Ho. How
Yes,
about you,
Pak.
Mr. Ho?
Yes, Pak. Thank you, Pak.
Professor Himachalam, how are you? So I thought you fall in sleep. I called you many times. Professor Himachalam, are you there?
Still mute.
Yeah, still in mute. Now, okay.
Yes, I am here.
Professor Himachalam,
Yeah.
please tell us how is the importance of P2P lending for SMA in India?
So in India, is progressing like anything in terms of adoption of latest technology by MSMEs. So with regarding to this data framework, cloud data framework in support of sustainable data for MSMEs,
Can you speak louder?
The Ministry of MSMEs, they are planning meticulously to strengthen the technology adoption for the MSMEs so that they can get financial support at the earliest possible, to the extent possible, whatever it may be. And so I hope in years to come, SMEs are very much comfortable in terms of getting this financial support through this latest technology result. That is the development that is taking place in India in terms of technology adoption by MSMEs.
Okay. And finally, with you, Professor Himachalam, but you can speak louder, please. What is how important is the adoption of artificial intelligence technology for SMA in Indonesia? How far they have been going? I mean, the small medium enterprises in using or adopting this kind of technology.
Yeah, in India, as I told you, government is very particular to strengthen this MSMEs by way of making them available to get latest technology in medium and small enterprises. Even very recently, I came across some important information relating to latest technology adoption, more so artificial intelligence adoption by the small and micro enterprises, agro-based enterprises, more so. So that is the development that is taking place in developing economies, and not only in India, in other countries are also, all countries are progressing in terms of adopting latest technology in order to strengthen very base of this MSMEs. That is the progress that is taking place in our country, not only in our country, even across the globe.
Okay.
The adoption rate of MSME is increasing year by year and time to time and sector by sector. And I was very much interested to know about latest developments in agriculture sector. Even in this sector also, the small and medium segments are using extensively the artificial intelligence supported equipments, and likewise even medium enterprises are also doing better in terms of so in terms of adoption of technology, no constraints to the MSMEs in terms of finance and other things. Government is supporting whatever they want, and the thing is they have to understand the modus operandi or mechanism that involved in the process of adoption and also execution of this AI supported mechanism. So that is a big challenge in India rather. Most of the people doesn't have that much of understanding capacity of the latest technology, and in that aspect it requires some kind of awareness to know the various uses of artificial intelligence and how to use it and how to get benefit, how to reap it out of that one, and how to manage in terms of any challenges that come across from time to time.
Okay.
And these are the things.
Yeah.
The government should focus to bring more knowledge and awareness among these entrepreneurs, small and medium entrepreneurs. That's my
Okay.
suggestion, brother. And
Uh,
of course, this is quite common in each and every country. That depends upon extent of knowledge and also education and other related aspects.
okay. It is hard to hear you. Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Himachalam.
Thank you.
I think if there is no,
Professor Toulouse?
yeah, please.
Professor Toulouse?
Yeah, please.
Yes. Madamu, I want to thank you for co-opting our scholars from Africa. And we thank God. I want to acknowledge the presence of my colleagues here from Africa,
Yeah, please.
Mr. Zulaihat and Mr. Abubakar from Federal University of Usima in Katsina State here in Nigeria. I welcome them and I want to encourage them, as you said, please in your institutions, try to encourage your PhD students and other scholars who have interest to make presentation of their findings or research findings or research methodologies or other data related to micro, small and medium enterprises, their development, their challenges, their framework and their scope, and maybe the way to improve them and the way to encourage our people who are living in rural and urban areas to make more concern on developing these kind of enterprises in order to replace the issue of unemployment rate that our country is facing. I believe by developing this idea, we can encourage our young and women to make more concern on developing these micro, small, and medium enterprises in their various areas. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your cooperation.
Thank you very much. Because SMEs are also important in Indonesia, as in other ASEAN developing countries, like also in India, in China. So I believe we have the same issue here in Africa as well as Indonesia in dealing with SMEs and also all related aspects, including access to credit, especially through P2P and so on. Okay, thank you very much. Also, Mr. Dr. Abu Bakar or Adamu, if you have your student, PhD student doing study on SMAs or SDGs and want to or able to present their thought, their methodology, their finding, please use this platform. So let me know, and we will make it happen. Otherwise, maybe we can, if no other questions or inputs, we want to thanks first to Mr. Mario. Thank you very much for your interesting presentation.
Okay, you are welcome,
you
Prof.
can-
Tulus.
You can make it this research happen as you expected. Of course, we will keep contact because we are in the same group. And also, thank you very much for other audience. We have here 14 total, yeah, a total of 14. Thank you very much for Mr. Ho. Maybe after 6 May, then we cannot call Mr. Ho anymore, but Dr. Ho after 16. And Dr. Adamu, Dr. Umar, Mrs. Tina, Dr. Koli, Dr. Abu Bakar, Dr. Hanks Bekti, Dr. Julai Hatu, and Mario, of course, and others with number. I don't know who is this number.
But I am not
Thank you very
seeing
much.
Mario,
Oh,
the presenter.
have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend. Expectation,
see Mario?
expectation, maybe by the end of May, then we will have Dr. Ho in presentation by the end of May. Expectation. And then we will have from Africa, Sarah, Mrs. Sarah. Okay, have a nice weekend. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Prof. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, one and
Prof.
all.
Close, yeah?
It's
I will
a
close.
great event
Bye.
to meet together, all of you. Thank you.